Hey guys, this video is all about the roof and finally finishing it. This was the rain that came down on us while we were trying to fix it. This is the next day, nice and sunny outside, but not too much heat on it right now. And all the places where the tin that we had screwed down, it did not leak or anything. But the part that we didn't finish covering, we just put some tarp over top of it and put 2 boards on the side. We use these roofing screws with the little rubber piece. This part that I'm touching with my boot, these are the parts that come up where the 2 pieces of tin meet at, and we're gonna put some screws down right in the middle of those. So as you can see, this is the part of the plywood that didn't have any tin over top of it. And before anybody talks about the condensation and stuff, this tin is insulated tin, so the condensation and all of that is really not going to be a factor, and it's going to be fine on top of this plywood. These are the pipe holes that we have to cover up, and you'll see how we cover those up later on in the video. And right now I'm picking up these markers so that I can mark off where the piece of flashing meets the other piece of flashing and where it ends on the roof, so that we can go ahead and cut those. The flashing that we had got, we are using it the opposite way that you're supposed to. You're supposed to put that much longer side or wider side, where I'm putting the short side. And we're doing that because it'll give the wood more protection from the rain and snow or whatever is wet. So now I'm just cutting those pieces of flashing. They're going to go around the side and around the back. Make sure when you are cutting anything, you have the correct gear on, because when I was cutting the metal, a piece flew up and hit me in my ear, which kind of caught me by surprise, because this is only like my 10th time using the saw. I didn't start using the saw until we started this. So yeah, make sure you have the proper gear on. So down here, we were cutting the holes in the tin for those pipe holes that are up top. Before going back up, we decided to measure the length of the boards that we needed to go in the top where that weak spot was in the roof. And so that's what we are putting up right now. We ran into a little problem with the old screws that were in the roof, and they were actually in the way of us putting the board up here. But my mom, being the superwoman she is, she just knocked it over and knocked it up. Somehow, some way she got it up there, and I was just watching. I'm not sure what happened to the part where we were putting the rest up, but I took this little snippet of what we did put up, and then we just screwed it from the top. Okay, so back up top again, you can see that the holes were cut. They were cut right. The tin just wasn't placed right on top correctly by us just yet. So yeah, and this is the most of the progress that we've done, and we literally had 2 more pieces of tin to put down. So at this point, I'm just figuring out which flashing I had to put down at the end, and this is where I made the mistake, because that longer piece was actually supposed to go on the back, and I put it on the side thinking that that was correct, and that was not. So be sure to always mark which piece goes for what, because in the end we had to find a small piece that we had cut off and just extend that piece that I accidentally mistook for the back. Unfortunately, I could not put the camera closer to where we were, because that ladder that's down there, then we eventually pushed over the side, and that would have been nothing for you to see anyway. So this is the best angle I had at the time. I'm going to get me a phone stand or whatever to make sure that y'all can see some stuff. So now we're just putting the tin on the roof and closing that gap so we can finish. And now I'm just showing you the products that my mom got from the store for us to use on the roof. And this is the peeling stick that would be going over top of the vents. And this is where you have to be extremely careful. Always wear gloves, because this is where my mom actually cut me with the tin. For some reason, I don't know why, she literally pushed the tin on the side and it slipped my finger. Luckily, it wasn't deep or nothing. It was like right on the surface, but yeah. Still be careful and make sure you have some gloves on. So it is the next day, and on this flap you can see that there was a lot left over, and my uncle said he's just gonna bend that around. And over there at the end, that's our extra piece of tin. I'm gonna figure out something to do with that. Over the vents, we have that peel and stick aluminum or whatever metal. Yeah, and that worked fine until we do the plumbing and all of that. So yay, the roof is complete. My uncle took the chairs out, so now the next video that you will see is me actually cleaning this space out. We left the driver's seat in because we have to move it to my permanent spot where I wanted it. We cannot steer it without the driving part, so that's just gonna have to wait. But yeah, I'm so excited to make the next video, which will just be me cleaning out the rest of the space. So yay. Thanks for watching.